Hey, what's up? Zach Calhoun here from CloudPano.com. Today I have a special interview with Brad Gamson out of San Diego, California, who is a world-class, full-time professional Google Street View photographer. And today he gives away his sales script, how to walk in the door and turn a business owner into a client, how to use leverage 360 virtual tours and turn it into money, full-time money. We even discuss how he built an agency in the past, all his approaches, what he does to really profit from this service, and his workflow, and the nitty-gritty details to make sure that he always has the perfect sales cycle and great virtual tours for his clients. If you want to profit in your virtual tour endeavors, check out this interview. Go apply some of those principles, daily tasks he does, and most importantly, check out the Virtual Tour Profit Facebook group and CloudPano.com, the world's best virtual tour software. I'll see you in the interview. Welcome everybody. Zach Calhoun here. Thank you so much for joining this call today. I got a special interview with an old friend of mine, Brad Gamson, who I talked to over a year ago. I feel like. When did we first talk, Brad? Was it a while ago?
It's been about a year. I first got in contact with you when you put out a program to get more clients with virtual tour.
Yeah,
Virtual Tour 360s, and I bought it from you. And I went, this is pretty cool. And then you had the Facebook group, and I signed on with that. And then from there, we just we talk back and forth and so
Brad's
on.
always been adding a ton of value to our Facebook group, which if this is your first time seeing me at all, Virtual Tour Profit, the Facebook group, we're there to help people make money shooting virtual tours. And Brad is a seasoned virtual tour vet. So I want you, Brad, to introduce yourself, bro. Give me your life story, business story. Give me your worst failures, your best successes. I want to hear it all, bro. Give me
I've had it all. I've had the failures. I've had the successes. It's gone up and down. It's pretty interesting story. Well, for me, to back up, I've been in sales myself for about 38, almost 40 years of my life. Ever since I was probably 15 or 16 years old, my dad got me into sales because he was a seasoned entrepreneur. He never, ever had a job. He always worked for himself. So he instilled that upon me. And he always said, if you can sell, you'll always eat.
You can eat.
Which is true. It's true. And so I've taken those sales things and I've crafted my career in sales through basically just practice, trial and error, failure. And then when I fail, obviously, because I've been working for myself for the last 19 years, selling for, like I said, 40, but 19 years is since I've been working for myself. And I've done everything from medical sales to I've tried real estate. I sold balloons. I sold, you name it. You name it, I've sold it.
Yeah.
And I had a gym for 7 years, 8 years almost. That started at, when I first got the gym, it started at $3,000 a month. And then I went in there and with my expertise, within 6 months, we got it up to $10,000 a month. So that was really cool.
Awesome.
But to fast forward into what we're doing today and who I am today and what I do today is the 360 virtual tours for mostly Google. And I've been doing it. Yeah, it is really cool. I've been doing it now for 6 years in the small business sector, small and medium businesses. And I've done everything from manufacturing facilities to car dealerships to what do they call them? Home care companies, small mom and pop delis, you name it. Look at my portfolio. I have shot it. Multifamily properties, a number of them. And this is kind of cool, but I will share this later. Remind me to tell you about a deal that I just signed, finalized today after a year and a half, 49 multifamily properties. I just finalized that today.
Awesome.
Cool. Anyway, So with what I'm doing right now, I was in the right place at the right time.
You're
Basically.
feeling good today. You're having a good day.
Dude, I always have good days. I work for myself. I do 360 virtual tour photography, man. I always have good days. I have some frustrating days too. So, you know, we could talk about that later too. But anyway, virtual tour software or virtual tour photography and how I got into it. Basically, I was at the right place at the right time and I took advantage of a situation. Meaning that 360 photography, especially for Google, was very, very in its infant stages when I started, which was 6 years ago. And the program was into effect in about 2.5 years when I got into it, maybe even a little bit less than that. And I signed up with this agency who was selling, basically they were going out, they had a team of people going out selling virtual tours for businesses, mostly in the San Diego, California area where I live. And so ad on Craigslist said, sell virtual tours for the largest search engine in the United States or in the world. Come and check it out. It's an easy sell, blah, blah, blah. I went, what is this? Okay. Call the guy up. He says, come on in. I'll give you an interview. Go in there, interview with the guy. He goes, great. You're on my team. Here you go. I'm going to put you with the best guy. So he puts me with the best guy. I learned his pitch a little bit. It was great. It didn't fit me. So I switched up a couple of things, switched up a lot of things, and basically started selling the program. Sold 5 my first week, 5 virtual tours my first week. And mind you, back then we were selling 5 panoramic Google virtual tours for $700.
Okay. 5 panos.
Wow.
For
5 panos for $700. The cost has come way down now. Let's just say that. So back then it was a very, very fresh program, like I said. So then I was selling, my first time I sold 5, my first week, my second week I sold 7, third week I sold 10, fourth week I sold 15, and it just went up and up and up. I was crushing the sales manager who was recruiting people. And he sits me down, he says, please tell me what you're doing. And I looked at him and said, no, I work alone, man. I work alone, man. I want all the bonuses that are coming to me. I don't want people to know what I'm doing. And it was all on the up and up. I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. I didn't steal. So anyway, fast forward again. The photographer that was shooting all my jobs, he came in one day and the owner of the company said, hey, who's selling the most in this company? And he looks at me, he goes, Brad is, of course. So he goes, great. Awesome. Thank you for saying that. And then he left. The photographer left to go do a job, one of my jobs. Then this was really cool. 2 days later, I had just signed a $10,000 deal for a boat marina. We did a Google virtual tour for a boat marina. He sits me down and says, hey, are you making money over there? I said, not the money that I want to make. He goes, why don't you and I partner up 50-50?
Cool.
Exactly. So that went on for a while. He decided to get out of the whole arena of Google virtual tours. And I said, well, before you get out, let me come in. I'll get my equipment. You train me how to do it, which he did. Boom. There's the story. Right place at the right time. I took advantage of a situation and have gone up from there. So
awesome. So you started off in pure sales for an agency and someone else came in and fulfilled behind you.
That's correct.
Gotcha. And
that's correct.
And you were selling like gangbusters and the guy said, hey, let's just meet you, go do it. Awesome, man. That's a really cool story. So, all right. So let's back up a little bit for somebody who's brand spanking new to the world of 360 virtual tours. Let's say I'm a client. Let's say I'm a prospect. You walk into my shop. I'm busy. I'm doing something. You say to me, hey, you start talking about a virtual tour. And I say, hey, bro, what's a Google virtual tour? What do you say?
All right. So that rarely happens because what I do is this. Here's my whole approach.
What's your approach?
I have a tablet. I will always walk in with a tablet. Before I walk into that business, I have researched them. I will bring up their company. On the outside, I'll be out in the parking lot or wherever, and I'll look at their Google business listing. First of all, I see if they have a Google virtual tour. If they have an older one, I'll go in there and pitch with the newer one. I'll say, hey, Is anything outdated in here? Have you done any remodeling? If so, I can help you with that. If they don't have a tour, my whole approach is different. I'll walk in and I'll ask for the person who handles the Google business listing, usually the owner or the marketing person. And then I can get to that person. So if the owner's not there, which 7 times out of 10, they're usually not there.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do is I'll get the card with their email address, the owner's email address, or if I have to go through the marketing person, I'll go through them, but mostly the owners. Then what I'll do is I'll take that owner and I'll write them an email. But if they are there, I usually speak to them.
Yeah.
And here's what I tell them. I say, hi, my name is Brad. I'm a Google 360 virtual tour photographer. And this is you, right? And I will point to their Google business listing.
Interesting. Okay.
Is everything correct? Yes, it is. No changes need to be made. No, they don't. Fantastic. Then what I'll do is I'll go through the approach of the Google virtual tour. And I'll say, I'll show them their pictures compared to another one of their competitors. And then I'll go through my whole presentation about how the Google virtual tour should be a thing that they have because A, it increases engagement, it increases conversions, and it increases Google local SEO, search engine optimization.
Yep.
So that's one thing that they should have on their Google business listing. And then I'll kind of go off and I'll talk about why the Google business listing is so important and why it's the first thing that somebody sees when they do a Google search for the company.
Okay, so let's go into that then. So I'm not going to let you skip ahead too fast. So you talk about local SEO and they say, all right, I'm listening sort of, right? And you start kind of unpacking what local SEO is, right? Is that what you start doing next?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. Well, then what I'll do is about local SEO. I will talk about more along the lines of Google, what Google is looking for. Because Google, and not to go fast forward ahead and jump in front of everybody or jump in front of a lot of people, but what happens is Google crawls over 75 different search engines, if you will. And there's search engines that you probably never heard about, Zach, that I've never heard of until I got into this arena. And I'll say Google crawls all over these 75 different search engines. The more your name, address, and phone number are correct and your Google business listing is correct through all of these search engines, and you have your picture set up, you have your hours set up, you have your description set up, your services, blah, 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 all the way across the board, then you have a chance of being found faster and more often. The Google virtual tour is just a piece of that. Mm-hmm. What that will do is that will help you get noticed faster and more often. Plus, if you have it, your competitor does not. Who do you think your prospect will visit first? The person that they see most or the person that they don't? Plus, look at all the credibility that you are now giving to your prospect that your competitor is not. That's another thing that the Google virtual tour does, provides credibility. That's what 360 virtual tours do. They provide credibility.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Would you agree?
I like how you say, would you agree? Because it makes them say yes. You know, it does. The more yeses you get, the more likely you get a yes whenever you pitch the price, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Would you agree? They call it a trial close. Would you agree? This is helpful. Well, yeah.
And when they're looking at that virtual tour and they're checking everything out, and they're looking at the thing. They're looking at it and they're looking at it, and as you're thumbing through it, you're looking at their eyes while they're looking at that. And it's kind of cool the way that happens, because if they've never seen it before, which probably 85% chance that they've never seen it before.
Mm-hmm. Question.
Yes.
Are you showing a competitor's GSV tour? Is Is that what you're doing?
Always.
Okay, so you're
Always.
showing someone down the street or town over
Next
who's
door.
similar, or even next door. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know about Houston, Texas, but in San Diego, every single strip mall has 4 or 5 dental practices in there.
Yeah,
And
they're
so
all trying to
I
have good
probably
teeth for the beach.
I probably photographed over 100 dental practices.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. I love it. So here's what my notes say. You got a tablet. You walk in, your pitch is very simple. You say your name. You say, I'm a Google 360 photographer. I'm actually, and you have their listing open. So you say, I'm going over your Google listing. Is this correct? Does anything need to be changed here? So you're almost coming at him saying, listen, I am the authority right now of this listing. Is this correct, sir? Because I need to know, because Google's depending on me to put your information correctly. And they're gonna be like,
and I don't know if you can see my shirt, but
yeah, it's got the Google thing on there.
And I also wear the badge. So
okay.
I mean, and I'm allowed to do that because they gave me since I passed my test 6 years ago, which people don't have to do that, and that's a whole nother ball of wax that I won't even get into. But yeah, so I'm allowed to wear the Google, and then anybody else that wears the Google, they're allowed to do it too, if they're certified by Google.
Cool. So we can talk about that certification program in a moment, but I want to kind of zoom out for a second. So
Sure.
A lot of our entrepreneurs who are using CloudPano.com to make virtual tours, or they're whether they're in the real estate space or they're shooting events or whatever, they're offering GSV2 for Street View. When I say GSV, that's what I mean. Google Street View. Okay, so it's for their business listing, right? It's very important to make their business. It's very important that you want, if like we're saying in this example, it helps you compete locally and it helps your listing rank higher locally when folks are trying to find you, right? You want to feed the algorithm the stuff they want, right? So this is like probably all similar stuff you've said before in the past. Yeah. So whenever you are showing this and you have it open, what are some questions you hear folks ask you, and what is some initial, almost like every time you always hear this question? What's some stuff they say?
Can it go on my website? Can it be embedded into my website? Can it go onto Facebook? Can it go onto Yelp? Can it go onto any other social media platform?
Mm-hmm. And of course, you'd say, yes, of course. Here's all my examples. I've done it for guys in the past. So I want people who are listening to this to hear kind of the conversation that Brad's having. Here's why this is really important, because let's say you are in the real estate niche. That's your focus. You're an architectural photographer. It's what you do all the time. But what you're trying to do is diversify your customer portfolio. And maybe it's winter time, or maybe it's a little bit, the slower season in the real estate season. And you're thinking, well, how do I get some more revenue streams, right? Well, maybe you are busy as a photographer, or maybe you're in the wedding space. Maybe you're just kind of trying to figure this out. Where should I start? What I want you to really listen to what Brad's saying is that here's the pitch, and here's the value proposition. Here's the angle to come from to have a conversation. You notice how he's saying the word Google right away, because everyone knows what Google is. Yes, everyone wants more leads. They want better SEO. They want these pieces and elements that come with, this GSV tour. But he's finding a similar, I would say, playing field, a very commonality. Like, how do we have a conversation about something we both understand, right? Which is, in our case, as a business owner, Google. Like, that's a word you can use. Hey, I am a Google 360 photographer. Saying that first gets someone to at least listen to you, right? Or I guess maybe not always. Brad, what's your experience with that?
Not always, for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, yesterday I was cold calling, and I walked into a flooring store, brand new flooring store, beautiful showroom. I've shot probably 30 of those things. And I walked in, and it's kind of funny. I show the guy who I'm talking to, whoever it is, gatekeeper, whoever it is. Owner's in the back. He goes, let me go talk to the owner. I go, before you do, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say he's not interested. So here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you to take my tablet back there, and I want you to show it to him. Just spin this around. Would you do that for me?
Interesting.
He goes, absolutely. So he takes it back there. 2 minutes, he's back there, showing it to him. And they're talking. I can hear the owner.
What's he say?
And so I walk back there.
Ooh.
I walked back there and I said, hi, I'm Brad. I'm a Google 360 virtual tour photographer. He goes, impressive work. I really like this. He goes, I'll tell you what, I'm not interested right now. And I said, great. No problem. I said, when would you be interested in this? He goes, well, we're remodeling right now. We're going through remodel. This is great. This is impressive. I like it. Talk to me about it. Me, I don't make friends in the very beginning. I just try to build a little bit of value.
Yeah.
And show them exactly what the program is, what it does, and what it will do for them. Mm-hmm. So no, they don't always come out. No, you're not always going to be able to talk to them. But if you can find a way, and if you can get the courage to break out of your shell and go in and say, wave, do something. When that person goes back behind the glass, the gatekeeper, when that person goes behind the door, go back there and just wave.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose. So, yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, I mean, some folks aren't always interested. I got that. I like that little. So, your assumption is what you're saying is no owner is right in this moment going to be interested in what I have to say. But if I can just get this tablet into their hands, we're having a conversation. They're touching it. They're feeling it. They're going to at least listen to me. So your goal number one is get their attention and then get them to listen to you, right? And then you just build value, right?
That's correct. That's exactly correct.
It's every sales scenario ever.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously the more value you can build into your pitch, the more they're going to listen to you. And at the very end is when I call it the bullet points. Okay. And I deliver my bullet points.
Give me the bullets.
Okay. So this is a thing that I've developed that it's true, it's honest, and I have to deliver it with precision. And I've had salespeople in my team, and I say, you got to deliver this precision and with confidence. And you have to look them dead in the eye. You can't turn away. You can't turn left, right, look up or down. You have to look them straight in the eye because they're going to be looking you straight in the eye.
I like
and
that.
If you can't deliver this with precision, you're never going to get the deal. So I look them straight in the eye and I say, I'm the photographer and I will do all of the editing. I will upload the Google Virtual Tour to your Google and Google Maps business listing. Google will host it for free for the life of your tour. I will do 5 to 10 what I call point of interest photos, as well as the Google Virtual Tour. Then I will give you the link to the Google 360 Virtual Tour so that you can embed it into your company website. Plus, if you have 2,000 likes, you can now embed that into your Facebook page. Then I will give you a 100% guarantee that if you are not completely satisfied, I will make it right so you are satisfied. And if you're still not satisfied, I will refund 100% of your one-time investment of ... Mm-hmm. That's where I am totally quiet and I say, what do you think? Trust me, there's a lot of awkward silence after that. It's a lot of awkward silence. So, but that right there, those bullet points is what drives home the entire pitch.
I like that. So I think I got them. Let me double check here. You say you wait. So here's my bullets. I will do all the photography on location. I will do all the editing, which Brad, I don't know why you're doing all the editing. Why don't you have a team doing that? That's okay. I will upload. I will upload this to Google Maps.
Quality control, Zach. Quality control.
Yeah, I guess. I'll upload this to Google Maps and Google Street View. Google will host this for life. I will. Man, I lost you there. I will. What I miss here? What's the board?
All right. So
I like these. I'm not
Yeah.
going to copy them, but I think I will make them my own. But I still like what. So I do love. I will 100% guarantee you will be 100% satisfied, or I will 100% refund you.
Yeah.
For the of the price that this is worth, which is, and then I just say it right, say
Yeah.
price.
Yeah. I will do all the editing of the photography. I will upload the Google 360 virtual tour to your Google and Google Maps business listing. Google will host it for free for the life of your business. I will do anywhere between 5 to 10, what I call point of interest photos or still photos. I will give you the link to the Google 360 virtual tour so you can embed it into your
deliverables. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Then I will give you that so you can put that, embed that. Don't say put that on or anything. Embed that.
I like that word. Okay.
Into your Google or into your company Facebook page if you have 2,000 likes, and your company website.
Gotcha.
And any other social media platform that will accept an iframe link. I'm just throwing that in.
Sure.
Then I will give you a 100% guarantee that if you are not completely satisfied, I will make it right so you are satisfied. And if you're still not, I will refund 100% of your one-time investment up.
So you said this thousands of times. I can already tell.
Well, I've said my pitch thousands of times. Thousands. And that's why, honestly, if I can get in front of a business owner with my entire pitch, word for word, I have an 87% closing ratio.
87%, Brad?
87%, Zach. If I'm in the right situation.
Okay, so we're in prices. So you're assuming the price is okay with the client. So let's get into pricing then. So because I get asked so much about pricing.
We all do.
And I'm wondering every time, I'm like, have you tried any price? Try a price they'll say yes to. I don't know. Like, I don't know what no information. Hey, what should I charge? I'm like, I don't know. what?
Well, that's an interesting thing. Pricing, I guess it's going to depend on your market, and you really, really have to test your market. I can get twice as much in Los Angeles than I can in San Diego for whatever reason. And that's why I charge twice as much. But in San Diego, my barrier price, my low barrier price is $97. $97 for a 5 panoramic Google 360 virtual tour. That's what I charge. And the place could be huge, like a car dealership, and they only want 5 panoramas. So what I'll do is I'll give them that base price of $97, but then I'll say, if you want extra panoramic images, so I can go there, and there, they're $50 a piece. Or I'll shoot the entire area for this amount of money.
So then you kind of throw a number out there, like $500.
500, 547. I always like to end in 7 because it just,
me too.
It trips them out. It's different. Not 599, not 600. It's always not 575, 577.
Yeah,
that's my thing. It's internet marketing, Zach. Internet.
Yeah, we do the same thing. Yeah, we do the same thing.
Dan Kennedy stuff.
Yeah, there you go. I like Dan Kennedy a lot. Well, that's awesome. So you always have a base price. I discuss this a lot, and I like this. This is really for any business model for sure. Have a base price. Have an introductory offer. Have something that they're going to like at least listen to, and then you have to find a way to climb that value ladder as fast as possible. How do we get to a higher price? And it has to make sense to them. So if they're already in their mind saying, "Yeah, I do it for $100 for sure," and I'll probably do it for $200. Well, I'll probably do it for. I might do for 400, I don't know. And then 500 is a little high. So now you can negotiate, so that's cool. And so are you letting them kind of negotiate a little bit? It sounds like you are. Like, if you're giving them like, I do these extra 5 spots, how many do you want? Is that kind of what you say?
Yeah. In a nutshell. Yeah, that's kind of what I say. But for the most part, honestly, is my $97 special is only on video and it's on my website. I don't actually tell them that it's $97 because I will always try to get more.
Gotcha.
So let's say it's a regular, let's say 1,000 square feet. 1,000 square feet, I'll go anywhere between 347 to 447.
Gotcha.
That's what I'll try for that.
That's more sustainable. I mean, so what you're saying is your inbound marketing is marketing $97 to get. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it makes more sense to me. Like you wouldn't be out pounding the pavement for $97.
No.
But you would be, if you're trying to get someone to call you. Well, then if they call me, sure, I'll offer them whatever to get started. Just because it's a free lead at that point.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what's advertised on my website and on all my YouTube videos as well.
Cool, gotcha. So 347 to 447, and then you're trying to kind of bolster it up from there. Cool.
Sure.
All right, gotcha. And then do you ever do like flinch pricing, where you just like name a really high price until they flinch, or keep increasing the price until they flinch? You watch them cringe up, or what? What's the high? So you said you gotten a $10,000 project before. What's some of the higher end numbers you've gotten, and what's some of the more consistent, I guess, higher volume projects you've gotten before? This is
consistently. I'll get anywhere between 547 to 647. That's what I'm normally getting, and I'll do anywhere between 3 to 5 of those a week.
Okay.
And so, in my higher end ones, like let's say I shot the marina, that was 100 spins, or it was like 120 spins as we call it, or panoramas. It was 120, so we charged them $7,000. So that's on the higher end. 100 and above, anywhere between, I'll charge now $3,000 to $5,000.
Yeah,
100 spins, and it'll grab, and they'll take that. They'll definitely take that because of the value that it's going to bring them, and they can realize that. Like the Porsche dealership that I shot, I got the one of them. I got $3,100, and it was 6 different levels, and it was 87 spins. First of all, it was a brand new place. I knew they could handle it, and so that's another thing I'll do is if it's like I don't try to gouge. I don't gouge. I don't want to gouge, but I know some places I can get more money than other places. I know I can get more money out of a plastic surgeon than out of a carpet dealer.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you got to price accordingly. I mean, it's going to be more valuable to that owner, anyways, right? So you're not gouging someone; you're providing them more value because their transaction value is higher, right?
100%.
So I wouldn't call it gouging; I would just call it more profitability. So that's fine. It's just sometimes it's just the function of being a service provider, right? You charge whatever you want.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go into a couple other questions that I think everyone's going to have. Number one, your fulfillment and taking the photos. So I know you are a classic DSLR shooter. I just want to kind of get your workflow. What's it sound like? Kind of walk me through A to Z.
So obviously I'm going out there and I'm doing the photo shoot. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 sets of photos. One is the panoramic images. And so with that, what I do with the DSLR, I shoot 12 shots is one panoramic. And that's an overexposed picture. It's an underexposed picture, and it's a regular picture. Then what I do is I take all 12 of those and I put them into PT GUI, as we call it. And then I will stitch them all together and then upload them into a folder that I have onto my on my desktop. So I separate all my pictures when I get home, and from POIs, which are the point of interest still shots, to the panoramics. And so I put those together and I separate those, and then I'll separate them in different folders. I have all my still shots in a label called POI, and then I have all my panoramic shots in panos. And then I have different folders in there. And obviously I don't keep them in my hard drive or in my computer. I will always put them on an external hard drive and up into Google Photos as well, so I can get them off of my computer. I'm very redundant in my saving because I always want my work somewhere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and then what I'll do, go ahead.
Go ahead, no, I'll listen.
Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll take the pictures, I'll put them all together. I'll do my panels first, stitch them all together, put them in a batch called stitch photos, and then I'll upload those up into Google Photos. I'll do all the editing, sometimes Photoshop to get the whatchamacallits out, the shadows out. And then I'll bring them back down. I'll download them back into my computer, and then I'll upload them into another folder called Stitched, and then upload those into where I put them all together as the puzzle piece. Put the puzzle pieces together in the software system there. So it's redundant. It works for me because years ago, before all this happened, Google used to do all the stitching for us. We would just upload the photos, and they would stitch them for us. Doesn't happen anymore that way. They took that whole program away. That's when they decided to do 50 panoramic images. You're now a certified photographer. Didn't used to be like that.
So if you're a newbie, you just upload 50 panoramic photos to Google Street View, and you get enough views, you become certified. It's kind of an interesting like little hack, right? And then you could use that pitch that Brad just taught you, and you're in business, bro. So, okay, I know that probably drives you nuts because you went about the hard way. So, okay, let me ask you a question. Because as a DSLR shooter, what is your opinion about the new technology, bro? The new cameras, the single shot, the Ricoh Theta Z1 is a great thing.
You don't want my opinion, Zach.
I know it can't reach the quality that you obviously produce.
That's it. That's it.
So, but have you seen some of them? Like, what do you think? I want to know your.
Well, there are some
trained to DSLR, but I want you to know. I asked you a question. Go ahead.
There are some that are good. As far as brands are concerned, I don't know, but I have seen like some that people have uploaded into VTP. You know, and then they're pretty good quality. The technology's getting better. It's getting better, and it's getting better every single year. Yeah. The more additions they put out in these cameras. Mm-hmm. Now,
pretty cool.
And so it's a great thing. It's an easy thing to do. But I guess because the way I learned the DSLR way, that's the way I'm always going to shoot. Mm-hmm. It's just the way I always do it because I know the quality, it's top notch, and there's so many things that I can do to the photos without not a whole lot of editing, I guess you can say. Yeah. But the quality to me in those one shots, it's getting there, but it's just not there yet.
Yeah.
But it's getting there.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, every good business has great product, right? So if you have the ability to be a DSLR shooter, then you should probably consider that, or do it, or have a buddy who's really good at it do it for you.
That's correct.
That's
correct.
So I have a couple of random business questions as I'm thinking of hearing you talk. So do you have any photographers that you are also kind of sourcing from, like, in your group, in your business?
That
go out and shoot for you, like as you go out and sell sometimes?
No, I do all my own shooting.
Yeah.
I will shoot every project my own.
So do you feel like you do that because you're worried about someone else not being as good and you just like to be your hands on everything? It's kind of like it's your own psychology thing, or
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So you're just like, you got to do yourself. You have to be the one on it.
It's total quality control. It's because I've been so accustomed to delivering a certain quality of product. Like I work for some really large companies here in San Diego that do multifamily properties, mm-hmm. and they're very, very quality oriented, I guess you can say. One company in particular, she is very quality oriented, and she comes down on me sometimes and says, you got to fix this, and you got to fix this, and you got to fix this, and then resubmit it.
Interesting.
Whoa, okay. And I know a one-shot camera wouldn't be able to cut that. Yeah. So it's just because I know her personality, I've been dealing with her.
And that niche is a luxury unit apartment complex, correct?
That's correct, yeah. Okay.
That's correct. So, I mean, your equipment will justify your niche selection, right? But as a newbie, someone who's getting started, shoot, man. I mean, I think you laid out a very clear path for a targeting the small business owner, which I am very hot on right now. I was telling you before the call. If you're new and you're getting started, bro, and you're like, who do I target, bro? Walk in the door, select some small business owners, call them up and say, hey, I want to come show you something. So let's discuss that too. Like, because a lot of folks ask me questions like, pricing, how do I price? That's the biggest one. Number two is, who do I target? What niches do I go after? And number three would be like, what do I say? Well, I feel like we've already covered kind of what do I say? And of course, we are assuming, those who are watching this video, that you have some virtual tour knowledge, right? You understand what the fulfillment of a virtual tour is. If you don't, it's 360 photos stitched together in a walkthrough situation with different softwares to make a really cool marketing piece, right? So we can go into that, in a different video. We have plenty of content on that. But what I want to know, Brad, is like, and I think our users want to know too, who do you target? How do you go about that selection? Because I've had other guys on this interview channel, if you want to call it that. They just say, I just walk into a strip center and start selling everybody. But but I want to hear your approach. I want to know what you.
It's interesting. It's a very interesting thing. Yes, I do the shotgun approach to where I'll find a strip mall and I'll walk into 25 businesses, because my goal every single week is to walk into 30 doors, send 100 emails, and 30 phone calls.
Interesting. 30
per week.
30. So
yes,
that's your goal. I like that 30 phone calls number, because it's very achievable for anybody, right?
Exactly. That's 6 a day.
Yeah, you can make 6 a day for sure. I was telling us make 5 phone calls a day. That's very attainable number. You can make five a day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you're going to suck at first, and you're going to get better over time. Sorry.
I still suck that.
Hey, you hear I can't even talk sometimes, and I'm still doing it.
I'm terrible on the phone. But so those are my goals. But yes, I will walk into a strip mall and just start selling away. And cool. that's how I first started. But now I'm picking niches, because I have so many Google virtual tours under my belt and so many different industries. I have the luxury, I guess you can say, of targeting specific niches. Like today, I was targeting wineries. I sent 60 emails today from 4:30 this morning to 12 o'clock this afternoon. I sent 60 individual emails, researched and sent out to these 60 wineries. And I've already gotten 5 replies, which are great. 2 are not interested yet, and 3 want more information.
Cool.
And so
good reply rate. That's totally
fine.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great. And out of those 3, I'll probably sell 2.
Yeah.
That really want the pricing. So that's fine too. So I have that luxury, and I will target a specific niche, like the multifamily properties.
Yeah.
And there's 100 of those, millions of those. A car dealership. You know, I'll go, because I've shot several car dealerships, 10 high-end ones, and some other ones that are not so high-end. I've done brewing companies. I've done 50 or 60 of those. So I can pick my niche. And I do believe you should pick a niche. You should pick a niche. You should pick, like you were talking about in your last video that you just sent out.
Yeah.
Pick a niche.
I think one of the reasons why I like that so much, Brad, and I think I'm hearing you talk about it, you're probably sending the same email to 60 people, right? With a couple of changes. So it just creates efficiency. You need to manufacture within one niche the same pitch over and over again. It makes sure it's easier on your mind, right? So like when I target a niche, I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk around. I'm going to sleep on this. I'm going to think about this one niche all day. I'm going to research them all day. And then I'm going to get my pitch together. I'm going to go do it. Instead of having to think about 17 different things, it's just too much. Your brain can't do that. I don't think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Right. Exactly. And you just touched on something that I want to tell every single new person out there. Here's what's going to happen when you're brand new. I call it getting ready to get ready. Getting ready to get ready. And this is what happens. New people come in, and everybody does it. I didn't have that luxury or if it's not, it's probably a drawback more than a luxury, but get in, get your equipment, start to go out there and just knock doors. Don't worry about your business cards. Don't worry about your flyers. Don't worry about your internet. Don't worry about anything else. If you want to do this business, get out there and go do it, and don't wait. Because if you wait and you start developing pitches and business cards and all that stuff. I haven't used a business card in 4 years. I don't have them. I don't have flyers. I don't have those things. Should I? Maybe. People ask for them. Do you have your business card? I can give it to the owner. I don't, but can I get his? He's not going to call you.
Yeah.
Business card's going in the trash. So don't get ready to get ready. Get out there and hustle hustle, hustle, hustle.
Yeah.
Get a goal,
Yeah.
make a plan, work the plan. That's what I have the advice to the new people.
Cool. I love that, bro. That's so helpful. Thank you so much for that. I mean, even those small mental frameworks, 30, 100, 30, right? That's what we're going to do. You know, write down somewhere. 30 doors you're going to hit. That's a lot of doors, by the way. It's
a lot of doors.
A couple days.
Yeah.
100 emails and then 30 phone calls. Like that's awesome. That's simple. Anyone can do that, right? You can do this right now. You can make that happen. And what's going to make people uncomfortable is like they're going to hear how simple it is, and then they're going to make excuses why they're not doing it, or they're going to feel afraid, or their palms are going to sweat. Listen, bro, I've been there. Okay, I know it's hard, dude. Sometimes stuff's just hard. You got to do the hard.
It's hard.
Yeah,
you got to break out of your zone and just develop the mind frame and just get out there and do it. It's not easy.
Yeah, nothing worthwhile is easy. That's just the way it is. No. I like this, bro. I am interested. I would wonder if you would hire a salesman, or if you have an assistant. I mean, do you have an assistant at all? Do you have a VA or anything?
No, I don't. I have hired salespeople though.
You have? How does it work out?
Oh, it worked out fantastic. It was the most amazing thing. I did it about 5 years ago. I had 10 salespeople. Whoa. We were crushing it about 5 years ago.
Okay.
We were crushing it. 6 of them were amazing, and 4 of them were okay. I took them all, didn't care. So gave them 50%. Whatever they sold, I gave them 50%.
Okay.
Absolutely. But here's what happened. I created my own competition now. Mm-hmm. They are all now photographers working in their own business, because I taught them my word for word pitch, and I showed them all of my secrets, and they started crushing it. And pretty soon they all left. And I said, I will never hire another damn salesperson again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm always thinking about what else we could sell that same person I already sold. So there's a lot of things that we can do too, but I'll keep that for another call. How about that?
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Well, I think, we're going to wrap up here, Brad, but here's what I want to do. I mean, I want to talk more. I want us to develop some more stuff to help people out. And then also too, for those listening, Brad does help consult and coach every once in a while for newbies out there and guys who want some extra help or extra encouragement. I would love for you guys to reach out to Brad directly about his coaching. I mean, gosh, if you can't tell, he's got lots of experience. And what's cool is they have very specific frameworks to help you, man. Like to help you just go do these 3 things and go push it. And I'm going to keep pushing you until you make some money. So the ROI is almost guaranteed, right? So
definitely, it is guaranteed. I guarantee all of it. I guarantee you'll do 2 sales with my coaching.
Woo!
In 1 month.
Let's go.
2 sales in 1 month.
Hey, or it's free. So you might as well do it, right?
Or it's free.
That's
right.
Free. I'm gonna hire Brad. Bro. Brad, I'm gonna hire you to coach me, bro.
All right, cool, man.
All right, guys. Hey,
cool.
Thanks for joining the call. I'll talk to you soon, Brad. We'll shut this down. If you're looking for a good community to get involved in and get started in virtual tours, join our Virtual Tour Profit Facebook group. Make sure you check out the software CloudPano.com and create some virtual tours right now. And we're creating a GSP integration. It's coming soon, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And okay, all right, guys. Well, I love you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your time, Brad. You have a good day, bro.
Thank you. You too, Zach. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this interview with me and Brad. I hope it helped you and gave you some action items, some things to go do tomorrow to profit tomorrow. Let's go make some money, right? If you like this content, there is a free webinar available for you at virtualtourprofit.com. Just go there and check out some of the content, learn something, go apply it, build a VR agency that lasts a lifetime. I'll see you there. virtualtourprofit.com. Check out CloudPano. Talk soon.